Hello everyone, good morning. So let me quickly share my screen. Okay, I hope my screen is visible. So let's quickly revise what we have discussed yesterday. So we've seen what are the types of transport requests that are available in SAP. First was the workbench transport request, and which is a technical transport request under which most of the ABAP related objects are saved. So we will work mostly with the workbench TRs going ahead. Then we have customizing TR. So in customizing TR, we will have any of the configurations related to SAP, or if we want to maintain any data in any database tables, in that case, we will use the customizing TR. So who will use the customizing TR? Most of the functional consultants will be using these customizing TRs because they will be maintaining the data in the database and they will be doing the configurations. So as an ABAPer, we will only work with workbench TRs. Then we've seen transaction code concept. So transaction code is the one of the most important topics in SAP because only using the transaction codes we can navigate to the different screens of SAP. So if you don't know the transaction code of a particular application, then we will not be able to even open that application in SAP. So it is a shortcut which is used to navigate to any application in SAP. So as an example, we will see SE star or all the T codes. Any T code that is starting with SE will be related to ABAP T codes. Any T code starting with SM or maintenance T codes are the functional T codes. So here SE stands for system engineering and SM stands for system maintenance. So we are the system engineers, so we use SET codes. Most of the functional team does the maintenance work in their customizing TRs, so we'll have SM here. Then what are the types of transaction code? Like how many types of T codes do we have in SAP? So first is a SAP standard T code. So standard T codes are created by SAP, and we as an ABAPer we will never change anything on the standard any property of the standard T code. We will only reuse the existing standard T codes given by SAP to navigate to that particular applications or that programs or applications, anything, be it anything, but we'll only reuse it, we'll never change it. Then we have customizing TR. So this customizing T code. So this customizing T code is created by the ABAP people itself. So we ABAP consultants will create the customizing T codes, and these can be modified as per the requirement. So if the requirement changes going further after you created the T code, you are free to edit your T code. Then standard and custom objects, different type of objects. So first, standard objects, these are again created by SAP, and the ABAP consultant should never ever change the standard objects. So we can only reuse this in our programming or anywhere, wherever we want to, we can only reuse these things, but we should never change the standard objects. Then we'll have custom objects. So custom objects are created by ABAP consultants as per the business requirements. So we are at a free will to change, create, or delete any of the custom objects, but we should never touch the standard objects. Then how to identify whether the existing object is a standard object or a custom object? So SAP has given flexibility to consultants to only use Z and Y. Only these two letters are allowed to the ABAPers or to any SAP consultant to create the object in SAP. All the letters other than Y and Z, that is A to X, are reserved by SAP. So these naming conventions are reserved by SAP. We should not create any object that is starting in between A to X. We should only use Y or Z. And again, among Y or Z, in most of the projects out there, Z is the mostly used letter at the beginning of a program or any object, a table, a report, anything. Z is the a prerequisite. So going further in our training also, we'll be using Z only. Then we have seen Object Navigator, and the T code for Object Navigator is SE80. Though it is used to navigate to any ABAP Workbench objects in the system. So first, what we will do once you log into SAP, we'll go to go to the command field. In the command field, we'll give SE80. So that will take us to the Object Navigator. So this is a command field. What is a command field? It is a field or field area under which we can give our T codes. So the only purpose of the command field is to provide the T code and navigate to a particular screen. Then shortcuts or extensions for the T code. So first extension is /n plus T code. /n will replace the current session with a new T code that we are giving from the command field. And then is /o. /o will create a new session instead of terminating the existing session. Then we have seen /nex. It will exit from the SAP. So whenever we give this command, it will log off. It will log you off, take you off from the SAP. All the active screens of your system will be closed. And the maximum number of sessions or screens in parallel that can be used in SAP is 6. So we cannot open more than 6 screens at a time. So if we try to open more than 6 screens, we will get a information pop-up message saying that maximum number of GUI sessions are opened. So there is no memory allowed to open a new one. So this was yesterday's class. Anyone has any doubts from yesterday's class? All right, cool. So let's move on to the next topic. That is, so yesterday or day before yesterday, we seen what is a package. So what's a package? Package is a folder which is used to store your objects. So it is a collection of objects. It is nothing but a folder in which all your objects will be stored. So today, let's see how to create a package. What is the use of SEAT? SEAT is used to navigate to Object Navigator. So through here only we can create a package. So first we'll have to log into our SAP system. So this is the initial screen of SAP. We have seen this yesterday too. This is the initial screen. First screen, once you log into SAP, this is what we'll see. So this is the command field on top left that we see here, that which is editable field. This is the command field. So here we'll give our T code SEAT. So it took me to the Object Navigator screen. This is the screen of Object Navigator. So here if you see, by default package is selected. So it will hold the, so sorry, from here we can create our own packages. So first, even if it's in a different tab here, for example, when you open it, if it's in the program like this, then from here we'll have to click on this drop down. First object category, you see. So once I'm taking my cursor on top of the field, you can see it says object category. So we have to select the first object category. Which object do you want to create? I want to create a package, so I'll select package here. Then what is the name that you want to, with which you want to create a package? So first, as I told you, all the custom objects should start with Z. So first Z, then we will give test underscore ABAP. Okay, this is the package that I want to create, Z test ABAP. After giving your object name here, you see a spectacle symbol here display. So click on this. See, it says package ztestabap does not exist in the system. Do you want to create the object? Yes, I want to create the object. So I'll click on yes. See, we have a pop-up here which says create package. I'm getting a package name here. Then it is asking me to fill some short description. So this you can fill on your own, anything that you want to fill. So for now, I'll fill it as test package. Then application component is totally optional. If you want to give it, you can give it to this F4 help. Now what is this F4 help? See, if you see this particular icon that is highlighted here, this is called as F4 help. F4 help, it is used to display all the possible entries that can be given on the particular field. That means in F4 help we'll have few predefined entries already, so we can use any of the entry that is available in this F4. So let me click on this. If I click on this icon, see it's giving me all these components. So in our first class we have discussed the technical and functional areas of SAP, right? So these are all the modules that are available in SAP. So here if you see business intelligence, accounting, financials, governance, risk compliance, so quality management, plant maintenance, we've discussed about plant maintenance, material management, sales and distribution. So we have seen a few of this. So for example, I want to create this package for sales requirement. So in that case, I will select SD. Here you see SD selected. So once the F4 help, how to display the F4 help? This icon will be highlighted. See, if this icon is not there for all the objects here. If I go to short description, see the icon is not here, but here it's there already. So wherever you see this icon, if you click on this icon here, you will get all the possible entries that are available for that particular field. So in this, once it is displayed, you can select any of the field that you want to. You have to double click on that. Either select this and click on here choose, or you can double click on this entry. So first I'll double click. See, I have double clicked and it's selected. So what is the other way to select it? So just do one click on this and you can click on choose here. Choose. See, it's selected. So software component, it will take on its own. You don't need to change it. Transportation layer will be filled automatically whenever you create it in your project. So you don't need to change it too. So in the F4, if you see, we have SAP as a transport layer. You might have different transport layers. So this will be different in every project. So this will be by defaultly selected. Then super package, I do not have any super package. I want to create a new package, so I will not select it. Then package type, you see development package. Yes, I want this to be a development package. So always we will create development packages only. Then encapsulated, ignore this checkbox. We will never check this checkbox. Then I'll click on OK. So once all my details are filled here, verify whether after filling all the details, once again verify if everything is correct or not. After that, click on continue or enter. You can do anything. See, what is it prompting for now? It is asking me to create a transport request. So prompt for a local workbench request. We have seen yesterday, right? Different types of TRs. So where is it? Yeah. So here you see workbench TR and customizing TR. What did we discuss? Workbench TR is used to hold all your ABAP related objects. So since I am trying to create an ABAP related object here, package is an ABAP related object, it is pitching for a workbench request here. If you see prompt for local workbench request. Now how to create the TR? If you see here, by default the TR is selected. You don't need to, you should never select the by default TR that comes up here. You should click on create icon here. There is an icon called as create request here. This one that my cursor is currently on. It says create request. Click on this icon, then you will get this pop-up wherein if you see currently the request number field is grayed out. This is grayed out. I cannot edit it. Even if I try to type something, it will not allow me because it is grayed out. And here it says workbench request. So only editable field for me is short description. So I'll fill test tr to store my package. So this is the short description that I want to give here. After giving the short description, you don't need to select or give, ignore the project, it will not give anything. Ignore the target, we will not give anything. We will only fill the short description here and we will click on save. Here, save or enter. So if you observe, if I'm taking my cursor onto a particular icon, I'm getting the prompt below. So if you see, it says save, in bracket it says enter. So either you can click on this icon or else you can click on enter from your keyboard. So both will work. So if I'm clicking on save, see now it gave me a generated TR. So what did we discuss, how the TR will look like? If you see here, so any TR will start with the first system ID with K and then followed by a system generated number. Yes. So see this, First, what is my system? Here I've shown you yesterday. This is my system name. S4H is my system name. So it took my system ID S4H, then K followed by K, and then the system generated number. So this is generated by your system itself. Once you fill the short description and click on save, this will be generated by your system itself. So once your TR is created, here now my TR is created. I'll need to click on OK, continue. See, on left if you see object name G test ABAP, it is created. So how do we open it? We have to double click the object name to in order to open it. So let me double click this. See on right, all my package details are available. So for here, let's see what are all the properties that are there. First, my package name that I have given, then short description that I have filled, the application component we selected as sales and distribution, then person responsible, this is my ID. So because I'm logged into my user ID, this is my user ID, I created it because that is the reason I'm saying my ID here. Then created by, I have created it, so my ID is reflecting here. Then created on, when was this package created? Today, so today's date is reflected here. Then last change by, so today only we have changed it, I only have changed it, so my ID is reflecting here. And last change date is also today, so that is why change date is also today's date. Then super package, I told you ignore it, we will never fill the super package. Then if you see transport layer, we have selected SAP. Then software component home. So all the details that we have given from the selection screen while creating are all saved in our properties section. So we can go back and check after creating the package also, if you feel like the short description is incorrect. So here I have given test package, but someone from your project says that no, this is not the short description, change it. In that case, see, by default this will be enabled like this. All the screen, all the fields are non-editable. See, all the fields are grayed out. Even if I try to edit it, it will not allow me to edit it. So how to change it? On top left corner, you see there is an icon called as display change. So this specs with the pencil symbol here, top left. So we have to click on this. See what it says, display to change. That means if I click on this, see all my fields are now editable. So whatever the fields that are editable will be highlighted here with white color. So you will be able to edit these things. So I'll change it, test package. Instead of test package, I'll say training package. So after doing it, on top you see save icon here, save. So if you click on this, it will be saved. Done. So on bottom left corner you see object was saved. So you'll get this and your changes will be done. So after making the changes, how can you again go back to display? Currently you see here on top left it says change package. You are in change package mode. So if I again click on the same icon, display change, so it is used to uh, switch on and off your move between your display and change. So if I again click on this, see it again went to display package. See top left it says display package, and under display all my fields are grayed out here. All the fields are grayed out. If I again click on this, enabled, disabled. So like this you can toggle between display and change by using this icon here. So once you feel like all your changes are done, you have to click on save button on top left corner. So any doubt in this on how the package creation should be done? Okay, fine. Yeah, so you don't need to remember all these steps too, because I feel like yesterday the documents were already shared with you. So if you open those documents, it is highlighted with each and every step on how to create the package. So even at any given point of time, even in future, if you want to cross reference or cross check how to create a package, you can just go through that particular document in which each and every step is clearly mentioned with the T codes and descriptions. Even if you are getting a pop-up messages, what to do when you get a pop-up message, what button to click, all these things are highlighted in that document. So I hope package creation is clear for everyone. This is how you create a package. So yeah, so with this, the first chapter or the introduction of ABAP or an introduction to the technical area of SAP is completed. So now we'll move to the second chapter. So second chapter name is data dictionary. Data dictionary. The code for data dictionary is SE11. Now, what exactly is a data dictionary? Data dictionary is a T code. So let me first show you how it looks like. Session S11. See, I'm using slash n right now because I want to replace my existing session. I don't want my object navigator. I don't want to see my package anymore. My work is done in this screen. So I'll use slash n. If my work is not done, in that case, instead of replacing this session, I will use slash o. So now slash n S11. So it included data dictionary. You see on top it says ABAP dictionary initial screen. So this is called your data dictionary screen. So the T code to navigate to your data dictionary is SE11. So this is also called as DDIC, data dictionary. Small abbreviation is DDIC. So it is a central repository via which we can access multiple ABAP related objects like table, structure, domain, data element, etc. This is a central repository. This is the first point of entry in order to navigate to few ABAP objects that are table, structure, domain, data element. So these things you can also see it here. Since it's database, table, view, data type, type group, domain, search, and block object. So in order to navigate to any of these objects, S11 is the only T code. So if you give S11 in the command field, it will take you to the initial screen of my data dictionary. So first, in the data dictionary, let's see first. We'll go in order wise. So first, what is your database table? So I have told you what is a briefly about what is a database table in our second class, right? So it is used to store my data in the database in a tabular format. So this is called as a database table. So these tables are available on top of your database and these are used to store your data. So these tables are used to store the information or data related to organization. So this database table is used to store the information or data related to my organization. So in the database table, there is a concept called as primary key concept and non-unique key concept. So first, primary key or unique key. Then we have secondary or non-unique key. So first, what is a primary key? See, by the definition itself, you can understand it says unique key. That means all the data that you add into the table under this particular field should be unique. So that means you cannot write a repeated number on the unique key field. So let me show you in the Excel first. For example, let's say I am trying to create one table here in which I have few fields. First, yeah, employee number, employee name, then gender, then mail. So let's say these are my four fields that are there in my table. These are my four columns that are there in my table. So from all these columns, I will say employee number is my primary key. So I'll highlight this. So here employee number is my primary key or unique key. So in this case, what it does is, so if I'm trying to enter any data into my database, for example, employee one, there is an employer 123 whose name is Rohit, gender is male, Rohit at the rate gmail.com. So this is the uh, personal details of my employer. So I have a second employer again with the ID 234. Name is Meghna, female, Meghna at the rate gmail.com. So these are few of my employees that are there in my system. So now what will my this column will do is, it will not allow me to add another employee with the same number. So for example, if I'm already having 123 234 here, so I cannot add 123 again for a different employee name. For example, I have a third person here whose name is Krishna. His male, Krishna at gmail.com. So what will my unique key do is, it will prevent me from adding a duplicate record in my database. So this is incorrect. So that means if I try to push my data, if I try to update the data with this particular record, it will not allow me. It will give me an error saying that an entry with this particular number is already existing in the system. So please correct your data. Understood? So this is the reason we use a primary key. It will not allow you to have a duplicate key in the system, in the table. That is the use of your primary key. So when will we use these primary keys? So for in this example only, if you see any student information or any employee information in a company, no two students or no two employees will have same number, correct? Every student will have a different roll number. Every employee will have a different employee number, correct? So in these cases, we will use primary keys in order to restrict or avoid duplicate data in the table. We will use this primary or unique key. If I make any field in my table primary key, it will not allow me to have a duplicate key. So that is the whole purpose of my primary key concept. Any doubts on primary key? Okay. So what is the definition now? It will not allow to have duplicate entries in the table. All the entries must be unique. This is one example. So this here is one example for my unique. You see? So these two entries here are my correct entries. So I'll highlight these in green. this is an incorrect entry, so I'll highlight this in red, or I'll only highlight the primary key. So this column is my primary key. So this is my primary key. So here it only allowed me to have unique uh, unique entries in that particular field, in that particular column. So here we only have 1 2 3 2 3 4. These two are unique non-repeating numbers, so these two are correct. But if I'm trying to give a repeating number again here 1 2 3, it will not allow me to add it to the table. This is the concept of primary key. So now what is the secondary key? So other than the primary key or the unique key, all the other fields that are there in the table are called non-unique keys. But secondary keys or this is the definition. So anything that allows you to repeat, that means I can have another Rohit here. Instead of Krishna, I can put Rohit here again, or I can put Meghna here. It will still allow me without any issue. So that these are the non-unique key fields. So here this is correct. This is correct because these are non-unique key fields. So these can be repeated again and again without any problem. It will allow me. But my employee number, since this is a primary key, only this field is not allowed. So these fields are allowed here because these are non-unique primary keys. Understood or confused? Okay. So now next question comes in. Can I have? Okay. Yeah. The next question is, can I have multiple primary keys in my table? The answer is yes. You can have multiple primary keys in your table. It is possible. So how will your multiple keys work in this case? So here I told you that this cannot be repeated, correct? So these two are unique fields. So if you try to add another repeating number, system will not allow you to do so. So we'll take the same example here. I'll take the same example, but now what I'll do now is I'll make employee name also as a primary key. So now these two are my primary keys. So in this case, how it behaves is, if I try to repeat the same here, it will allow me to do it. So in case of one primary key, how system will behave is, it will check in column wise. So it will start from the beginning. It will start doing the search. When I'm trying to add a new entry, it will try to do the search from top. So it will check whether 1 2 3 is already there in the system. Yes. So it will give me an error. But in case of multiple primary keys, how it will behave is, it will check in terms of combinations. So that means it will check multiple key field relationships. So here If I try to enter 123, it will try to check, is 123 available in the system first? Yes, it is available. Then do I have another primary key in my system? Yes. What is the primary key? Employee name. So what is the employee name that is given here? Krishna. Then it will check, is Krishna already there in my employee table? No. So that means this is correct. So that is the reason it will allow you to have uh, multiple entries here, means multiple duplicates here. Even though this is a duplicate number, employee number is a duplicate number, since you are having a unique relationship between two different fields here, it will allow you. So in this case, what is a failure case? If I try to enter 234 and Meghna again, this is incorrect. Why? Because now it will first try to search again from the top. It will search whether 234 is there in the system or not. Yes, it is there. Then the question comes in, do I have another primary key in my table? Yes, I have. What is that? Employee name. Then what is the employee name that user is trying to give? Meghna. Do I have Meghna in the table? The answer is yes, Meghna is already there in the table, so it will not allow you. So in this case, if there are two primary keys, the search happens on two. If there are three primary keys, the search happens on three keys or three fields. So this is how your primary key concept works. So as your number of keys keeps on increasing, the search criteria will keep changing. So any doubts on multiple primary keys? Let me repeat it again. So in terms of single primary key, this is a single primary key. Search will only happen on one particular column. So whatever the column that I'm making as primary, sorry, a key field, only on that particular column, the search will happen from top to bottom. It will search whether the new entry that I'm trying to give here, this is a new entry that I'm trying to give here, is this already existing in the system in this particular column or not? If it is existing, yes, straight away it will throw the error that 123 is already there in the system. Then in terms of multiple keys, this is a multiple key concept. First it will check whether the new entry that I'm trying to give, is it there in the system? So these two are my new entries. So let's take example of these two now. So first, when I'm giving this entry, first it will check whether 123 is already existing in the system or not. The answer is yes, it is existing. Then it will check what is the second primary key I have in my table, that is employee name. What is the employee name that I'm trying to give? Krishna. Is Krishna already existing in my table? No. So that means this is a positive entry that I'm trying to give. There is no issue with my entry that I'm trying to give, so it will take it. But in case of my last entry here, first it will check whether 234 is already existing in the table or not. It is existing, so that means then it will check whether employee in under employee name are we giving the correct entry or not. It will take Meghna. So then it will start doing the search on Meghna. Is Meghna existing in the system? Yes. That means a unique relationship is not established between both the primary keys. So 234 Meghna, 234 Meghna is already there in the system, so this is an incorrect entry. Primary and secondary key concept is very important whenever we are trying to create a table. So if you are having any doubts, please do not hesitate to ask. Okay, I hope it's clear then. Let me just put this. See, if you observe, even my male and female are also repeating here, right? First, I have male here, then again I have male here. I have female, again I have female. But here there will not be any issue because these are secondary keys. It will allow me to have a duplicate entry. But since these are primary keys, it will not allow me. So that is the reason only these two entries here are marked in red. That means these two are primary keys and these two are already repeating on top. So you cannot add it again. But whereas these are secondary fields, gender and mail ID are my secondary fields. So even though they are repeating, it's completely fine. No problem at all. So this is the concept of primary and secondary keys. So let's revise what we have discussed today. So first we have seen how to create a package in SAP. So for this we have a detailed documentation with steps in the document. So you can go through that document for the complete documentation on how to create the steps. So we have even seen it here as well. So first, what is the T code to create a package? SEAT. So this is the T code for Object Navigator. From the Object Navigator, we can create a package. So once after coming here, from the drop down that says Object Category, we'll have to select the package. So once you have selected the package, in the entry field, object field, you have to fill your package name that you want to create. So here I wanted to create this. After giving your package name, you have to click on display icon here. It says display, you see. So if you click on this, so since we have already created it, we got it on the bottom. If it's not already available in the system, if I say ABAP one, I just want to show you. See, you will get this pop-up. From this pop-up, you'll have to give yes. So I'm just canceling for now. So once you give on F, you will get a pop-up which will ask you these details. First, it will ask you for the short description. You have to fill your short description. Then application component via which you can click on the F4 help. You can click on the F4 help and you can choose the correct functional area that under which you want to create your package. After that, you'll need to select the transport layer. This you don't need to select it actually in your project. This will be by defaultly selected, so you don't need to select your transport layer. Then software component is also automatically filled. So this, since this is a system, it's coming here as home, but in general you will have the correct software component in your project systems. So after filling all your details, you will have to click on save button. So once you click on save button, you will get this particular screen. So if after creating the package, if you want to do any kind of editing in your package, then you have to go to SAT, give your package name here, then click on display. So once you click on display, it will be highlighted on bottom here. So then once it's highlighted, you have to double click on this. So once you double click, you will get this screen here. After getting this screen, on top you see it says display package. So from display you have to navigate to change. What is change? So here there is an icon called as display and change. By using this button, you can toggle between display and change. So if I click on this, so my fields are editable now. So once they are editable, you can change the short description as per your guidelines, the guidelines that you receive from your project. So you can change it as per it. So once all the things are done, once you feel like all the fields are edited properly, then you will have to click on save button on top left. Once you have saved it, you can go back to display. So this is how you create a package. Then and F4 help is used to show you all the possible entries. Then we have seen what is data dictionary. So what is the T code for data dictionary? SE11. S11 is the T code that will take you to the initial screen of your data dictionary. Here you will see multiple components that are available in the SAP which comes under ABAP. Right, it is a central repository via which we can access multiple ABAP related objects. Then we have seen what is a database table. So database table is used to store the information or data related to my organization. So any data that is available in the system will be stored in your database tables, and this is the structure of your database tables. This is how it will look like. Then We have seen concept of primary key and secondary key. What is a primary key? If you make any field in your table as primary key field, then all the entries in that particular uh, field should be unique field. They should not be repeated fields, right? It should not be a duplicate field. That is your primary key. We've discussed that by using this particular example. If you are having only one primary key field in our table, then the search happens only on one particular column in this order from top to bottom. The search will happen. But if you are having multiple primary keys, in that case, first it will check the first primary key, then it will check the second primary key. If the entry is repeating in both the fields, in both the primary key fields, then only it will give you an error. If only one is repeating here, 1 2 3 1 2 3 both are repeating here, in this case it will not give you an error, because you have established a unique relationship with Krishna name here. Krishna is not already there in the system, so it will allow. But since 234 Meghna is already there in the system, it will give you an error stating that the employee information is already available in the system, so we cannot add it again. So this is the concept of primary and secondary key. So all the key fields that you specify while creating the table are key fields. All the remaining key fields that you do not specify are called as the secondary or non-unique key fields. Yeah. So any doubts from today's class? Okay, so that's it for today, guys. So just go through the document. So please, every day, once the training is complete, once the this is completed, class is completed, go through the notes that is shared to you. So in the notes, everything is mentioned clearly, everything is documented. So just once go through that. So whatever we have discussed today, just read it out once, so that you can easily memorize that. And once reading it, if you are having any doubts, we can again connect tomorrow. When in the tomorrow session, if you are having any doubts, first we'll have a Q&A session wherein you can put out your questions and we can discuss on your questions. Okay, so that's all for today, guys. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.